Hey everyone, welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. Thank you for listening and watching. So I got a film to talk about here really quickly. It's on most streaming outlets, but if you're a Netflix subscriber, it is free on Netflix. It's called Zone 414, written by Bryan Edward Hill and directed by Andrew Baird. Now the film stars Guy Pearce, who is great, as we all know. And what we've got here in terms of their synopsis is this film set in the near future. A private detective named David Carmichael is hired by Marlon Veidt, an eccentric businessman, to track down his missing daughter. He teams up with Jane, a highly advanced artificially intelligent android, to solve the mystery. Now, if that sounds familiar, it probably should. Sometimes you know what a movie is going to be going in, and you watch it anyway. So, in this near future, the Veidt Corporation, spelled V-E-I-D-T, they make androids. And I know that spelling might lead you to believe that this somehow takes place in DC's The Watchmen universe, but it does not. Now, whether that confusion is intentional or not is up for debate. Now, what we have really here is not just a Blade Runner knockoff where we have androids that are indistinguishable from humans, but it's also yet another riff on the great John Carpenter classics, escape from movies. Now, again, our protagonist, played by Guy Pearce, who, ironically, has already been in an escape from knockoff that was such a ripoff that it got sued and lost. And that was Lockout, which, by the way, I found to be a really great ripoff of the escape froms. But it did that. But it got sued and lost. Guy Pearce has to penetrate the titular Zone 414, which is just a segment of the city that has a big wall around it. You have to have permission to go in. And find this genius's runaway daughter. Now, Guy Pearce is a hell of an actor, as we all know. And as he has proved time and time again, from Memento to LA Confidential, to his recent guest appearances on Mayor of Easttown. If you have not watched that series with the great Kate Winslet, that is another wonderful recommendation I can give you. He is capable of turning in some great performances, but here the script really does let him down. It strives to have some sense of depth, some greater purpose. But the fact that it is just derivative as hell in terms of its setting and storytelling and pieces, it's just too distracting to really invest in any of these characters. And so it doesn't really matter how good you may or may not find Guy Pearce's performance. It just gets kind of lost in the clutter of everything else that's going on, which is kind of a crime because, again, Guy Pearce is just a really great actor. It also has a clearly small budget, which lends itself to the least science fiction-y feeling near future that I've seen in a while, if not ever, despite the fact that we have freaking androids that look and act like people. It just feels very not highly advanced science fiction-y near future-y. So you've probably figured out that I'm not suggesting anyone run right out and watch this one. But I will say that if you're pressed for something to watch, you run through your various viewing queues on your streaming services, and you're a Guy Pearce fan, feel free to go ahead and burn an hour and a half. I mean, it is not the worst thing you could watch 100%. This is far from the worst thing you could watch. Just understand what you're getting into as you get into it. Again, it's available on most streaming services for rent, but if you're a Netflix subscriber, it's free on Netflix. In addition to Guy Pearce, it stars Matilda Ann Ingrid Lutz, Jonathan Aris, Colin Salmon, Travis Fimmel, Finola Flanagan, and Owen Fourier. Yeah, butchered that last name. There you go. So, there you go. That is Zone 414. Thanks for listening and watching. If you like what we do, don't forget to jump over to our contact support page on the website, vsmoviepodcast.com. Follow us, like us on Facebook and Twitter at VS Movie Podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe. That would be awesome as well. So there's a lot of movies coming out in 2022. I know it's early. They are, in fact, coming. I know it feels like the world is ending. It is not. We will have films. The sun will shine again. But until it does, stay safe, be good, come back often, and see what else we've got for you. And we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.